I was watching the show American Pickers, and if you don't know what that is, you have these two guys who go to people's houses and homes, and these people just have piles and piles of stuff, and it ranges from everything. And so these people are collectors. You know, they go auctions, buy these interesting pieces, then they bring them home. And these guys go out, pick the pieces that they like, so they could buy them and sell them, or buy them for clients. And so what I noticed when I was watching this show was when these people go and they pick out an item from these owners, they're like, "Oh, this is really interesting. What's that?" These owners, they're able to tell exactly what that thing is, either what it actually is, where they got it, like it was from an auction or from a friend or a family member, whatever it may be, but they have these stories that go with all these different pieces. And it's just like right when these two guys pick the piece out, the owner's like, "Oh yeah, I got this piece here. Oh yeah, this is the story behind that." Just like that. And I found it so interesting because these people aren't using any memory techniques when they're learning about these pieces or obtaining these pieces. They're just listening to the story at the auction or when they first found it and why they wanted it. And so they have a story there. And that's exactly the point of this video, the power of stories. Because just having a story is enough for you to remember something, regardless if it's in a memory technique form. Because, for example, if you have a memory palace and you just place an item in a room and don't make any story, you're not going to remember that item. Even if you have a 5-digit number system, that doesn't make it enough for you to remember. There has to be some sort of story. The whole basis of memory techniques is creating stories out of these images that you're using from your either systems or that you're just making up on the spot. And this show perfectly demonstrated that with all these different items. And I've seen like a couple episodes, they're 45 minutes long. And it's just amazing that all these people are able to, boom, instantly just recall everything about these items that these owners are trying to sell to these people, to these guys right here. And so it's just so cool to know something as simple as having a story is enough for you to remember a lot of information. And these people, it's kind of hard to see, but these people have tons of stuff. And I bet you probably 80 to 90% of the things in there, they can explain where they got it, why they got it. If there's a story behind it, they can explain the story. And you're talking about thousands upon thousands of items. And so I thought that was really cool. And I highly recommend you just pick an episode and watch it and kind of see what I'm talking about how these owners are able just to tell these stories about the different items that they have. And I know that they're not using memory techniques. That's just weird. Like you go to an auction, like, "Oh wait, let me use a memory technique to remember all these things." It's just they found it so interesting. There's a great story behind it. The story of them actually finding it is enough for them just to solidify that memory in their memory. So hopefully you enjoyed this video, and the whole idea behind the video was just to show you how powerful stories are, regardless if they're in memory technique form, if you're just like reading a book of some sort, if you're just telling stories for the heck of telling stories, whatever it may be, stories are the fundamental way to remember information. And if you're skipping out on your stories when you're making your images and placing them into palaces, you're missing out on so much more when it comes to using memory techniques, because a story is the only thing that holds everything together. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.